That's pretty cool, Arlen. That's my favourite.
Right.
So Clayface is all about 100% amphora, showing that purity of fruit into the wine. So amphora allows the wine to breathe naturally without imparting any flavour. So I find the wines, you have this lovely purity and lovely freshness, and you can really see the vintage and style and stuff.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Real Wine People. Today my guest is Josephine Perry, a good friend and winemaker based in Margaret River, Western Australia. Josephine has done vintages all around the world, including in Burgundy, Rhone, Bordeaux, New Zealand, California, Galicia in Spain, Margaret River, and I'm sure I've forgotten others. Josephine is owner and founder of Dormilona Wines, a very sought-after brand out of Margaret River, Yokel Wines, her new release stuff from the Swan Valley, and a partner in Mica Wines. She's a surfer and a mother of two. Her kids can be heard in this podcast playing outside. This was recorded at Blind Corner on a Saturday morning. You can go to our website, realwinepeople.com, which will have links to everything we spoke about, including Josephine's website, which has just been redone, dormilona.com.au. Well, I hope you enjoy this episode with Josephine Perry. Joe, can you hear yourself in the microphone?
It's really weird.
Sound check. You can take one ear off if you want. It can sometimes help.
What, to hear the kids scream?
Okay, let's not do that. Okay. We're here. Thanks. We're here. Josephine Perry is here from Dormilona Wine at Blind Corner today. It's a sunny day. The kids are outside probably teasing animals and chickens and about to jump on the skate ramp. But thanks for coming in, Joe.
Pleasure, Ben. Thanks for having me.
No problem. We just spoke before. I guess we've known each other for 20 years or so, maybe, about that. Studied at uni.
21, 22.
Really?
I was 18 when I started. I'm 40 now.
Wow.
22.
Well, I was 45 yesterday.
Woo-hoo.
I know, getting old. So we've had snow day for my birthday, and we've been in that. So that was in Falls Creek where I learned how to snowboard. Fell over.
That was your first time.
Yeah, it was. So that's been a bit of an obsession since that day. And that was a day off at uni when we were at Wagga, and then we had another birthday at Saint Emilion.
Saint Emilion.
And probably a few in between at the pub somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how's it all going?
Good.
Good.
Good. Sun's shining.
Nice.
Yes.
Today, just general chat about Dormilona, how you got here, where you're from. Did you grow up in WA? Yes,
I did.
Whereabouts?
Oh, all over.
Right.
Yes. Born in Dampier.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, where'd you go to school?
Born in Dampier. My brother was born up there as well, and then my dad thought he'd better get a real job.
What was he doing up there?
I think he was working just a bit of jackaroo sort of.
Oh, cool.
Farming and stuff, and decided to move to Perth and get a real job and go to uni, and then my sister came along and we travelled over east for many years and then came back to Perth for high school.
Right, cool. And then how'd you get down south?
Pretty much as soon as I graduated, left school, moved down here.
Right. Had you been down here before?
Yeah.
Okay, just on holidays and
yeah,
whatnot.
I did work experience at Cape Mintel.
Right, and was that your first exposure to wine?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
My grandfather was a head brewer at Swan Brewery for 33 years.
Really?
Yeah. And I said to him, Grandpa, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Got to do work experience. He made me write a list of everything he thought I should do in life. And one of them was be a winemaker. And I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. I'll do that.
Cool. And you were how old then?
14.
Wow. Okay. That's great. And so the Cape Mintel work experience, that's year 10 you do that? Is that?
Year 10. Year 10 or year 9? I can't remember.
I can't remember. I think I went to a law firm in Perth.
Oh, did you?
Who ended up being the
Made
guy
coffees.
that owns the property next door.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's pretty random. So from Cape Mintel, finished school, go to uni?
Finished school, did a TAFE course. My parents said do a TAFE course to make sure it's what you want to do before applying for uni.
Sure.
And I did like a semester and got told I was a space cadet and had no chance, by Mike Gadd actually. He told me I was a space cadet and had no chance of being a winemaker. Yeah. So I told him to fuck off and
Nice.
went and applied to uni.
So TAFE had a wine course?
Yeah, it was like a cellar operations or something.
Yeah, okay. And was that wasn't down here?
Yeah, it was in Margs
Right.
at the old hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So did a semester and then went to uni straight to Wagga.
Yeah, straight to Wagga.
So were you working when you were doing the TAFE course? Oh, there's Al. Hi, Al.
Al.
He can't hear us. We've got headphones on. So, sorry, TAFE, one semester, and then were you working anywhere when you were at TAFE?
Yeah, I was working at Vas Felix.
Okay, came until Vas Felix, not a bad start.
Yes.
And then from Vas Felix to Hayshed.
Hayshed, yeah.
Right, and then we met at
Hayshed.
Hayshed.
Yeah.
Before uni? I'm so bad at this stuff.
I think it was during uni. I think we met at uni and worked out we're both from Margs, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think, was it Maddie Trent?
Oh, yeah.
Sitting, maybe that was a connection. I don't know. Anyway, that's cool. So then from Hayshed, did you were there for 4 years or?
4, 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
And then East Coast?
And then Lewin, and then East Coast, and lots of trips to France in between. Because I wasn't really full time at Hayshed, so I kept saying, "Can I go away?"
Oh.
And so they let me go to France for like 6 weeks each year, unpaid.
Right.
So I went to Burgundy.
Nice.
I did 4 or 5 vintages over there.
Right.
They're the same family in Burgundy.
What family was that?
Jean-Claude Deroux, Chateau Deroux.
Right,
They actually now sell all their fruit to Chateau Fossé
Oh, okay.
in the Macanese.
That's not the from Wine People. Is it Laithwaite's Jean? Was it Jean Marc?
No, Tonton, no.
No, okay. No, that's right. He was a different human.
He was a very different human.
Cool. Okay, and then so Lewin off to France, and then to the East Coast. You work in Orange.
France, yeah, Orange, and then was at Lewin, and the wine industry down here got really cliquey at that stage. That was 2003, 2004.
Yes. Yep.
And I found it really cliquey, really suffocating. And so I just went, I'm going to go do something different, and got a job with Philip Shaw at Orange.
Cool. Yeah, I do remember that. And then,
Yep.
I think the year after that, about that time, my dad sold Deepwoods.
Yeah.
And it sort of was like desperate for that freedom too. So
Yeah, it got really suffocating. You couldn't do anything without people talking.
Sure, exactly. And I wouldn't say judgmental, but it was quite conservative and set in its ways, and anything that was outside the norm or not sort of towing the line of this clique tended to get panned.
Yeah.
So, cool. So I went across to the UK for a bit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, so you mentioned, and then you were in Avalon Beach at Bucacino. That's now Bucavino, I've been told.
Oh, really?
They've got a liquor license. Yeah. Brad, a mate of mine, I don't know if you've met, he lives there. He goes, yeah, it's just, people just drink wine all day and read books.
Oh, it's the coolest little bookshop.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Nice. And then off to Spain.
And then back to France, went back to Bordeaux, worked for Laithwaite's.
That's right.
Direct wines
Yep.
with Tonton. And I was there for, I can't remember now, 4 months or something, and then went back to New Zealand, and then was going to go back to back to Bordeaux. And I was trying to find a full-time job.
Sure.
I got offered a job, but it was a pretty cool job. It was a wine broker living in the UK buying wine from all around the world, but I denied it because I wanted to live on the mainland Europe. I didn't want to live in the UK.
Sure.
So then that's when I found Spain, and that was pretty awkward.
Galicia, is that?
Yeah.
You'd fit right in. That's the part of Spain with all the redheads and the blue eyes.
I jumped off the plane landed, jumped off the plane, jumped onto a bus, and I was a foot taller than everyone. I was white, freckles, screaming red hair, no Spanish, and everyone spoke like this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, shit, where am I?
So they've got the Gallego there too, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is much faster, yeah.
And then Portuguese.
Right.
I had no idea what was happening.
But you had a job. You landed.
Yeah, I had a job. I looked after 2 small wineries, one in Rias Baixas in Galicia, 100% Albarino, and the other one in Monterey, so Mencia and Gadeo.
Cool.
It was pretty cool.
And you were there for a few years.
Yeah, 6 years.
Jesus.
Yeah, my son was born over there, Sonny.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did I?
He's Spanish.
Did you? So we worked at Howard Park together. So you went back to Spain.
Yeah, so I
after that.
came back for that vintage.
What was that? 08 or something?
07.
07.
Because I got a T-shirt.
Oh, did you? I didn't, they never
You
gave me.
got to get T-shirts.
They
They
didn't
keep
give
you
me-
in check. What year it is?
Didn't give me a T-shirt. Maybe because I opened that red fermenter on top of the press.
That was a good vintage.
It was fun. Who else was there? That was a good...
Oh, that Kevin. Was it Kevin, the guy with the bike?
Yeah, the Canadian Kevin and Marty, who works for Vinline now.
That was good. Jen.
Genevieve, who's Carimbia with Rob Mann. Good times.
And Snake and Herring. What's his name? Tony Davis.
Oh, he was the head winemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's who I was missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty fun. But we were night shift. Nobody knew what we got up to.
No, I used to hide those Cooper's Greens up against the the chiller. Me and Kevin used to hide them. You know, you had a chill plate on a tank down the...
Oh, really?
Probably have to edit that one out, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. Classic. And then, okay, so then...
Yeah, so I came back that vintage to get my visa, my permanent residency in Spain. So I had to get all fingerprinted and...
So you have
all
a
sorts.
Spanish visa?
Yeah, I'm a resident. I'm
Wow.
a Spanish resident. It
Nice.
was only this year. This year, the Spanish government actually had to hold my job for me until the child is 6 years old. They say, what is it? Once you have a baby in Spain, you don't have to go back to work full time until the child's 6,
Right.
because there's no real sort of care and that sort of primary school age.
So you're getting paid?
No, this is time off. They just
Oh,
give you, yeah,
okay.
you do get a baby bonus and all sorts of
Oh,
other
but they
stuff.
have to hold your job.
They have to legally
Sure.
hold your job.
When's that? How no, Sonny's more than...
Oh no, he's 8 now.
Yeah.
I lost a couple of years, but yeah, they had to hold it for me.
Right.
And then Pablo sent me a message, an email, the bank guy in the little village I worked in. And he said I got money because I didn't take the job back.
Wow.
So no wonder they're going broke.
Yeah, there you go. Well, so have you got the money? Are we going to spend it on
No,
tortillas?
it's still there. I'm
Right.
hoping to go back and spend it on tortillas
Nice.
and cerveza.
The Vetha. So there, I guess that's where the name of your winery, Dormilona, came from,
Yeah,
which means...
sleepyhead, lazy bones in Spanish.
Right, which was your nickname.
Yeah, which they sort of played around with. That was that or abuela, which is grandma, because... And I thought Dormilona is a bit nicer than abuela.
Abuela, yeah.
Abuela. Because I used to get up early, go for a run, go for a swim, go for a surf even. There was surfing in Galicia. And all my friends would party all night, fiesta, until like 4 or 5 a.m. And then dinner was like at 10. They wouldn't wake up until like sometimes 11, 12. So I would have done all this shit before they got up.
Wow.
And then come dinner time, I'm just like passed out on the table.
And they're
sleeping.
calling you lazy bones.
Yeah.
That's great.
So yeah, it was sort of that negative, positive thing.
Yep.
We've spoken about it before.
Yeah, like Blind Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone thinks I love skeletons, but I actually don't like skeletons and skulls. Everyone buys me skull tissues, skull
Really?
bottle. Yeah, so many people just go, here, I bought this for you. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Well, I'll make a note of that for your birthday. No Punisher T-shirts.
Yeah, and then it sort of went from that negative thing of something being lazy with a fun, sleepy, skeleton. I suppose that's how it sort of, and then that skull and crossbones.
And referencing the winemaking in the name?
Yeah.
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 Was that the idea, or was it just...
Yeah, sort of. Sort of all just sort of together.
And can you talk about the artist? And I mean, did you say you wanted skeletons? Obviously.
Yeah,
Yep.
I found Sean through a girlfriend who's got a gallery in Melbourne on stone, and I said to her, oh, I've got this idea. This is what I want to do. I want to make this imaginary island, and every year I want the label to change, and then eventually we can make this world of where Dormilona lives, Dormilandia, the island of lazy bones. And so she sort of kept an eye out. I scrolled the net and she found Sean.
Right.
And he was in Japan at the time with his Japanese wife. I just started emailing him.
You'd never met him?
Never met him. Actually, I only met him last year for the first time.
Does he live in Australia?
He lives in Australia now.
Right.
But he thought I was on drugs. He's like, because I just kept hassling him and saying, come on, I want this skeleton, I want it sleeping on a pile of moss, and then the next year I want it to move around and we make this imaginary island and all this stuff. And he was just like, okay, Joe, I'll draw you one picture and we'll see how we go.
Right.
And I was like, no, I want like you for 10 years.
That's Humphrey yelling at Al, who's opening cellar door, which is your dog,
Yes.
keeping our customers away. So Sean drew one.
Drew one. It went really well. The wines were really well accepted. And then since then, every year we change the label slightly.
Yep.
So it all sort of all links in together. And that's the idea, to keep that sort of style with the mossy sort of outcrop, that natural sort of look of an island with, landmarks and stuff. And then just now, we've just released the website, which has that interactive island. So it's been
Dormilona.com.au.
So that's always been the goal, and it's finally sort of come about after 5-6 years of.
Wow.
Yeah.
6 years. So your first vintage?
First vintage was 12, but we didn't release until 13.
Yeah, okay.
Is that right?
I don't know. I can't remember.
19. Yeah, so that's 6 years, yeah.
Sure, and started in Mark Standish's
Little shed up the road.
Yeah.
That you found.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was always there. It's sort of, that property was cut out of Deepwoods back
right.
when it was Rivendell, and
Yeah.
Mark, who originally planted the Deepwoods vineyard, ended up buying that back and living there. But I remember working, the vintage, everything gets so busy, I just escape. It was right near the Shiraz and the Verdelho block, and you'd always cross the fence and say, and Mark would be there.
And there's always beers in the fridge.
There's always beers in the fridge. So, yeah, about 10:30 in the morning, you want a beer, mate? Yeah, sure. It's just...
And he's always rolling scoobs as well.
Yeah. I think he lives in Darwin now.
He does.
Classic. So what was your first I can hear the dogs barking. What was the first release then in 13?
13, Sem, Sav and Cabernet. Traditional Margaret River wines.
Nice. And oak for the Cabernet?
Oak, a little bit of oak, lots of time on skins.
Yep.
And Sem, Sav, that was all from Marywood Park, so all BD fruit.
That's right.
Yeah, Sav was on skins, but Sem was direct press.
Right.
And then since then it's grown, and I think I've got
How many now?
I think we're at 25.
That's
plus.
almost more than Haps. I don't know. For me, they've always held the unofficial record for the most amount of wine.
This is just embarrassing.
We've got a few. Well, run me through all 25. What are you making?
Oh, gosh. We've got the house range, which are, I suppose, that sort of entry-level, easy, everyday drinks that you can just eat with pizza, cheese plates, whatever. No thinking, just easy every day. Lower sort of alcohol as well, and no big winemaking influences. So just simply in and out the winery and tank. So we've got 5 wines under that now: House Pet, Blanco, Pinku, Orange and Tinto. And then up from that, I suppose we've got the core range, which is sort of the classics, I suppose.
Listen to you, core range.
I know. Getting on. Because I didn't know what to call them. It's there's reasons why people call their wines this.
Yeah.
Chenin, which is pretty much a star, Chardonnay, Cabernet, Skinny, Sauv Blanc on skins. And then I've fluttered around with another couple of reds in there, but they're not like a bit of Merlot.
Sure.
Carbonic Merlot and a bit of Malbec, but they're not sort of vineyards it's not reliable, that fruit, I suppose.
Yeah, that makes sense. So did you say Merlot and Malbec were...
Malbec, yeah.
Nice.
But then I made them from the vineyard, and then the owners want the fruit now because the wines looked good. That's
the problem. I mean, that's happened to us so many times.
Because Merlot goes really well carbonic.
Oh, yeah, actually, I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
If you get it good Merlot, which is hard.
Yeah,
I snagged it though, I reckon.
We've got some of those new clones here which have got thicker skins, more like the Merlot you see in Bordeaux or Saint-Emilion.
Yeah.
And then now you're making stuff out of Yokel, out of the Swan Valley?
Swan Valley, so that's a new project for 2019.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a passion project, I suppose, trying to give back to the Swan.
Cool.
I wanted to expand Dormilona. I don't know why. Oh, no, I do know why.
Why?
Why?
More holidays.
No, Jim, my partner, sort of wants a real job for himself.
Yeah, cool.
So that's why I thought I could expand and he could sort of take a wing of the business.
Sure. And then Mica as well, which is...
Oh, Mica, yep.
Is M-I-C-A?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Loving friendship in Latin. Like amica. It's a friend, a loving friendship.
So it's you and a loving friendship?
Yes, me and myself.
Right.
No.
Yes. Me and my mirror. I was going to call it mirror, but they just got the C and the R mixed up.
Girlfriend in New Zealand, Tamara Washington Kelly now, recently married. she looks after the New Zealand portion and I do the Australian. And then we're trying to source grapes from other little parcels from around the world, which are good. So Pinot, Vermentino, Verdejo.
And that's all from New Zealand?
Verdejo's Ferguson Valley, Vermentino's Margs, the Pinot's from Central Otago.
Right.
And then she's got her eyes on some Giglio. I think that's coming across soon from Sicily. She spent a lot of time in Sicily. And then I'm trying to get some Mencia from Monterey in Galicia.
Great.
Spain. So
does that mean you go across there?
Well, it's just a tax-deductible holiday label, really.
And Albariño?
Hopefully.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
quite hard to get good Albariño. I think you really got to work hard with the growers.
Right.
That's from my experience being over there. You can't just sort of, if you go to like a co-op or something and say we want to, look at your tanks and that kind of stuff, though, you really got to look at the growers.
Sure.
So I think I need a bit more time to do with that. But with Mencia, it just grows beautifully and no big sprays and that kind of stuff. Galicia, It rains a lot.
Yeah.
So people, like, you go to the vineyards and they're sometimes blue because they've put so much copper.
Wow.
And then you'll wonder why you've got struggling ferments.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty different, the wine growing over there.
Yeah, Galicia, I mean, it's so green as well compared to the rest
you've
of
been
Spain.
there?
Yeah, a few times. I love it.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's pretty lost.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it is. I think there was a huge Irish influence there too, isn't there? Is that?
Yeah, Celtic.
That's all right. Does that mean the same thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. One's Celtic, one's Celtic.
Celtic. Oh, Celtic.
I think one, I don't know. I thought one was Scottish, one was Irish, and I don't know which one's which. I'm probably going to edit this out because I don't know what I'm talking about.
I should. I've got red hair.
Yes, tell me about it. Cool. Right, so Mencia, razor clams.
Razor clams. Pulpo.
What are you going to bring back?
Pulpo.
Pulpo, so the octopus. I remember going to a place there and ordering it, and they just give you one giant plate with a lemon.
Oh, with a lemon.
Well, that was it. That was all. It was just one giant, you order octopus here. It's like, oh, there's a bit of garnish and you might have a bit of bread with it or something.
Oh, you normally just like, mama just pulls it straight out of the big pot, and there's just chops the crap out of it straight onto the plate.
That's
like the
what we got.
terracotta thing.
Yeah.
And then drizzle olive oil, drizzle salt, and then paprika and a slab of bread.
Nice.
So good.
I couldn't get through it though. There was so much of it.
Jim just annihilated it.
Really?
Yeah.
So what town were you in Vigo, was it?
Across the Rias or across the river, I lived in Moana. Moana.
Right.
Near Kangas. I really wanted to live in Kangas because, being Australian.
Yeah. Just give you a bush kangaroo.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I couldn't find an apartment in Kangas. But the winery, Bodega Vinha Nora, was in Asneves, so really close to the Portuguese border. Like, the river was right in front of the property and you could throw a rock over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever have the lamprey?
Lamprey, yeah. So weird.
Well, that's when they cook it lamprey is the eel from the river that they boil in its own blood, is that?
Yeah. And then they wrap it up
and
and dry
any vegans
it.
out there, yeah.
And then they slice it up. I
couldn't do it.
No, it's so powerful. It's really,
Okay.
it's pretty intense.
None of that. So what's next? Jimmy's coming along?
Hopefully. We'll see. I'm not sure.
Yeah, cool. So you've won Young Gun in all of Australia for wine.
Pew, pew.
Pew. Young Gun of wine. Young Gun of wine?
Young Gun of wine.
Of wine. Now you're a judge.
Yes. I've done it twice now.
Any inside, if you want to put a bet on for this year, or is it already been?
No, all done. I think judging again is February.
Cool. Did that have a big impact on what you were doing?
Yeah, totally. Because I only just started really in 2013 and released those first wines, and I got that Best New Act award thing, and then entered again, then missed a year because everything was just full on, kids and babies and business. And then, and then entered again in 2016 and won, and it just went booming, I suppose. It was just amazing PR and marketing for the business.
And from there you just sold out and...
Yeah, and grew. And I've got a really good distributor, Kath in Bebo, and she really...
I know Kath.
You know Kath. You actually got me onto Kath.
You owe me one, Kath.
But she really helped my business grow as well.
Cool.
So she was... Without her, I don't think my business could have... she was a real rock and sort of pointed me in directions when I was quite lost because I got 2 small kids. Like, I started with one, then I had a pregnancy and I had a baby and I never stopped working as well. So it was quite hard to sort of keep an eye on what was happening out in the industry, plus be a mum, plus try and look after a business and be a partner to Jim.
Yeah. You always laugh when you say Jim. He's not going to be happy with this.
No. He was like, oh, you're going to sound like a dickhead.
So thanks, Jimmy. He's already given me shit you said before. I don't know if we recorded that part of it.
You should have come.
Clover's at the door. I'll just open it. What were we talking about?
I don't know. How did you get into Blind Corner?
Well, thanks for asking.
Might interview you.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, how? I sold my house and bought a vineyard when Dad sold Deepwoods.
Oh, yeah, you got that one on the highway.
Yeah, yeah.
Really Abbott one. Do you still get grapes from there?
We do. We've got some Cabernet coming off for this vintage, but in order to get this gigantic thing here, we had to sell. We had them both for a while and then realised we had millions of dollars of mortgages just in vineyards. So we sold the Willie Abrupt site and then had a long lease on it, to keep looking after it, which we did for 3 years. And then the new owners decided they wanted to take it on, so we bought the fruit from them.
Yeah.
And now they're going to start their own thing.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. So every year they've taken a tonne or two and made a little bit, but I think they're going full on next year. So I think they're using everything themselves except for a bit of Cabernet that we're getting.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, so I started there. For 3 years we had it running, but we just sold the fruit off. And that's when Gnomes and I went to the UK and lived for a while, and then ended up living in the builder's van doing every surf break and wine region in Western Europe.
That's all right.
It was pretty good. Yeah, we started ferry from Brighton, which landed Dieppe, something like that. And then we went straight to Champagne and then all through Burgundy, down to Rhone, across up through the Loire, down through Bordeaux, and then hit the, Biarritz, Saint-Jean-de-Luz, and then across the top of Spain, all the way across to Galicia, down all the way the Portuguese coast, back into Spain to Jerez and sherry, and then cross down to Morocco. Oh. Did that to the Algerian border, and then up straight up the guts through Rioja, and then landed in Santander, and then across back to the UK.
How long did that take?
Almost 6 months. I might have been 5 or so.
Oh, that's been good.
So good. Like, we just had nothing to do. Like, and the GFC hit at that same time, so we were living in this van on like €7 a day, hadn't seen an English newspaper for 4 weeks or something, and it hit Lisbon. I think not Lisbon, south near the Algarve.
Yeah.
And went to Cliff Richard's winery.
What was that like?
It was designed by a guy in Dunsbury here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was too.
Mitch someone, I think his name is. Castle Rock.
The Rosalie Vineyard.
Oh,
the winery.
The winery there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's Castle Rock. Something. Anyway, it was a really well set out winery, but you walk in and there's a big cardboard cutout of Cliff Richard to like meet you, and the whole place is full of English tourists who sort of flood the Algarve. But I was just so obsessed with Cliff Richard, it was crazy.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So anyway, that strangely enough backed onto this giant shopping centre. So it was a very random place, and walked in there. And I hadn't seen this English newspaper for ages. And I was just walking past the news agency, which had all, the papers. And it just said end of the world, all this sort of stuff. I was like, what is going on? And I picked it up, and I think it was the Times that had the Capitol building in Washington with all these storm clouds over it. I was like, oh, something's gone down. And it was there. I think Lehman Brothers had collapsed at that point. And I was like, oh my God. Well, still living on €7 a day, living in a van at the beach, and
that's all right.
Just kept on cruising. Yeah, sort of avoided that whole chapter, which was nice, and then came back and started making wine.
Hi, Gnomes.
Oh, there's Gnomes. He's bought pizza. So the style of winemaking you're doing, all hands off.
Yep, all the fruit now. Well, the Yokel wines from the Swan aren't, because they're all bought off old families up there.
Sure.
So they sell a portion, and because it's the weather's quite intrusive over harvest, they are not going to look at organic certification.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so this year they only sprayed sulphur and copper, check the diaries, but I imagine in years to come they're going to be spraying some other stuff.
Sure.
Which I don't blame them, because the Swan is a hard region to grow grapes out of and hard to make money out of. So they're all conventional, and then down here just the Tempranillo vineyard. Otherwise, everything's certified organic.
Wow, cool. And as so that's the vineyards, and then the winemaking in the winery. You're using different vessels and
Yeah. So the winery's all certified organic. I don't actually have the little label on my bottles.
1% of turnover.
I know.
We just got our bill.
Oh, did you?
It's capped, but we don't hit the cap yet. But yeah.
I've got getting audited in the 9th or something.
Cool.
Christy.
Yeah, I had it last Saturday.
Yeah.
A week ago today.
Yeah. So she keeps pushing me to do it, and I'm just like, I don't want to do it.
Oh, the audit?
No, not the audit, the sticker on the label.
Sure.
Because my labels is quite tricky for me as well, because I do one label for all my wines, and then I just stamp them, hand stamp them. So then I have to go back and put stickers all over them. It's just...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tricky one. I sort of don't know whether to do it or not to do it. And I bought a massive roll of stickers that I could just stick on, but then I've never done it.
Yeah, okay.
So...
Yeah, they all need to be pre-approved as well. So part of that process is you've got to send your recipes in, which...
Well, I tried it twice with my pet nuts and my Chenin and Chardonnay. I've done it sent to get pre-approved, and by the time they actually gave it back to me, the wine is sold out.
Yeah, that's a big issue at the moment, not to
that's
segue.
Why, yeah, that's why I haven't actually pushed it to actually get it printed on any of the labels yet.
Sure.
Because I probably could get it printed on half. And then swap and change the labels as I get. But then I'm like, with that lag period, and then...
Well, it's like a 6 to 8 week lead time to approve the label. And, we made a wine, a Cabernet, which went to, say, Aria restaurant.
Nice.
It's very posh, looking at the Opera House. And it's, a great wine. It's all certified organic, biodynamic, etc. But the lead times that we expected in order to get the label approved, Aria said, well, let's just not bother putting it on. And let's get this out here now, and so we can sell it. And, so that's what happens. So it doesn't really help anyone, because we've spent 6 years getting this vineyard sorted through the audits. Everything's organic. So it doesn't help us, doesn't help the customer, and doesn't help the certifier either, because we're not putting that symbol on, because it just takes too long to get a label approved.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I got it on my website. Certified organic, the symbol on my website. But then I suppose because I have all my Yokel wines on there now and stuff.
Sure.
It's probably not the best.
I think if you're just transparent about it, that's...
Well, I know that I am.
Yeah.
I just tell people Tempranillo's not, everything else is.
Sure, yeah. So in the winery, using different vessels?
I've got a lot of amphoras. So...
And where are they from?
I've got big 800 litre ones. They're from Italy. And then I've got 500 litre ones from Italy as well, and then I've got a couple of those ones from Bennett's Boshery that you've got at the front here. Oh,
that we backed into with the forklift.
Yeah, that are stuck together.
They're now pot plants.
So I got 4 of those. They were my first ones, but then I've sort of learnt a lot about amphora. My auntie's ceramicist, and she came down, and we grabbed a shard of one of yours that was broken. Remember?
Yes, that's right.
And she tested it, and she said that clay is mass produced, and it's actually stoneware because it's not as breathable, doesn't have the porosity as terracotta should. So then I moved away from there and got the Italians, and then I got some imported from Spain, which are black, because they get the clay from the Pyrenees and they use a wooden kiln, not an electric kiln, so it makes them go black, and they're pretty cool, but they're super porous. They're actually I've tried storing wine in them, and they've just absolutely
disappeared.
Oh my gosh. Like VA of 10.
Really?
Yes.
Good work.
Yeah. Kept on thinking it was going to come back, but didn't.
Yeah.
Just thinking.
You can't fix that.
Reverse osmosis naturally through amphora will happen one day.
Maybe. Well, just sell it as vinegar.
No, I tipped it.
Yeah, okay.
I just went, screw this. It was pretty sad. That was my first attempt at Clayface Shiraz.
Oh, right.
Just got all tipped out.
So Clayface is...
Oh, yeah, Clayface. It's another label.
Yeah. That's got its own island as well, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Check the website, dormilona.com.au.
That's pretty cool island. That's my favourite.
Right.
So Clayface is all about 100% amphora, showing that purity of fruit into the wine. So amphora allows the wine to breathe naturally without imparting any flavour. So I find the wines, you have this lovely purity and lovely freshness, and you can really see the vintage and style and stuff. So that's what the label reflects as well.
Sure.
Is about what I see in the wines, where the wines come from. Like the Chenin one is all, it's got like a little whale shark. And
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
And that's because my relationship with Chenin, my relationship with Chenin is on there, what I see in the wine, plus its affinity with the ocean.
Sure.
So I sort of think, and then the Shiraz one with the Padagus, which is, you don't see that often, and it still hasn't got its place, which I think with Margaret River Shiraz, it still hasn't got...
The what? Sorry, the...
Padagus.
What's that?
The night owl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
It sort of sits in there. And that sort of for me is because Shiraz in Margaret River doesn't have its style yet. Mm-hmm. It's still so young. So that's why I'm sort of like, sometimes you see this house, I'm saying you don't, you can hear it, it's that sort of, it's what I sort of feel into the wine with Sean's artwork that brings it all to life.
Nice.
Yeah.
So amphora, do you have Quevri as well?
Yeah, I got a Quevri.
So what goes in that?
I have put Chenin, so I did a clay-faced Chenin on skins for like 3-4 months.
Wow.
Oh no, less than that, 6 weeks, I think, 6 to 8 weeks.
Sure.
Full malo, and then pressed off and bottled early. I try and do the clay-faced wines as well, sans sulphur, so no sulphur in them. I still do put a bit in the Chardonnay and the Cabernet, just because I get so nervous.
Yeah.
And they are my stars.
Sure.
So
Sure, absolutely.
And then the Mica goes in the Quevri, the Verdejo.
Right.
So Chenin goes in and then...
Verdejo, and that's from Margaret River?
No, Ferguson.
Ferguson, you did say that,
yeah.
Okay, so you've got Quevri, amphora. What are the Spanish ones called?
I think they're Amphora.
Right. Oh, got a message.
It's just Yokel.
Oh, nice. What does she want?
She's my wine bitch. We ring up and just have bitch sessions about
really?
people. Yeah,
nice.
We do. You should get her in.
Right. Yeah, I don't like editing.
I don't.
Classic. Okay, so the Clayface, it's in the winery, lots of skin contact.
Yeah, lots of skin contact on everything.
And you haven't a tasting room?
No.
Any plans?
No, not really. Kids are so little still, and I like my weekends. I like going surfing.
No, fair enough.
And hanging with my kids on the weekend.
Yeah.
Being able to do podcasts with you, Ben.
I know. Look how professional we are.
Meanwhile, Sonny's out there with a crate looking like he's going to trap a chicken.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. Joe's got a walking stick. Cool. Is there anything else we need to talk about? Rosé? What happened with the rosé?
Oh, rosé.
Why do you make rosé? Do you love rosé?
No, I don't like rosé.
Right.
Jim likes rosé. Jim is my partner. He's 6 foot something, covered in tattoos, has a Harley Davidson. Well, used to because he sold it.
Right.
Now he's pissed off with the world and me because he sold it.
And rosé's his go-to.
And rosé's his go-to. And he wears frilly knickers.
I so hope that's true.
Oh, you should check him.
Right. You put it on Instagram so I can see.
Little purple ones.
Oh, nice.
Like
the Phantom.
Pink lace.
Yeah.
But then now all the Rosado is in Magnum. Pretty much half the production is in Magnums.
Oh, look now. Harry's got a crate. Chloe's got a stick. I think they're trying to trap the cat.
Oh. Torturing the cat.
So what's new? What's next?
What's next? I suppose working export markets. I want to go to America.
Yeah. I did a lot of work over there. We had great success, and then there was massive changes, and now we're not really selling anything.
I sent some to Canada. That's just landed.
Cool. So did Eva. We just sent some to Japan.
Oh, cool.
I want to get a tax-deductible snowboarding trip.
Oh, that's what I'm trying for.
Yeah.
Who'd you go with?
GRN. Yeah.
Well, no, I've been talking to Carl. He's already got samples and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Wine Diamonds.
Yep. Okay. So what are you thinking of sending up to Japan?
I don't know. They're interested in the Pinku, Orange, and bit of Tinto, and now they're interested in like the normal ones, Chenin, Chardonnay, something higher price point.
Oh, great.
But I think because they've dropped that lower price point, and they're like, oh, okay, we could.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm due to owe Eva a phone call. He rang yesterday when we were bottling. That's what I do on my birthday, bottle Sauv Blanc. All my dreams come true.
Oh my gosh, that's so depressing.
Thank you.
Do you know what? I just remembered we were together actually when the
planes went down.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that earlier.
And then we both flew the next day. I flew straight to France and you flew straight home.
No, I got stuck for a few days because then Ansett
Ansett
went down. Yeah, and then that's when I became a Qantas member and have never looked back. But yeah, I was asleep and Maddie kept calling me, Maddie Trent, who we spoke about earlier, kept calling going, a plane's flown into a building. I'm like, okay, mate, just whatever. And
because it happened like 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Something, yeah. Then the next morning there was a few messages and we walked into was it the mess hall? What do we call that thing?
It was disgusting.
The kitchen. Exponential eggs. Do you remember that?
Oh, my gosh.
Did you ever play that?
No, but I just remember the potato that never left the Baie Marie.
Oh, yeah. Nice. So this is Charles Sturt University. We both studied correspondence winemaking. Matthew Trent studied viticulture. So it took 6 years, 2 subjects a semester, which you'd do from home so we could work in wineries.
Yeah.
Then we'd fly across to do lab work, generally in the holidays of the uni there, so we'd use their accommodation.
Yeah, they'll get kicked out.
Yeah.
I remember actually one of the guys coming back to one of his rooms and he's like, oh, excuse me, can I come into my room? I was like, really?
Oh, really? When you were there?
Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, sure, that's fine. He goes, I just need to get some stuff. And I was like standing there and I was like, oh, okay, once we get out of the room. Out of the room, I looked in and he had a massive porno stash under his bed.
No.
And I was just like, no.
Feeling gross.
And he was just like,
It's terrible.
I know, I was so bad. I was like, nah, can I change rooms?
Just go and stay in town. Didn't some people used to stay in town, didn't they, in apartments or the motels?
Oh, there was Karen. Remember Karen? She's over in Boonville now.
What's Boonville?
Boonville is the town in Sonoma, is it Mendocino County?
Right.
So I went up there and did vintage with them, him and Matt. The old Silver Oak family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how many vintages have you done?
God knows.
You don't know?
No.
We pushing 40?
Oh, easy.
So 6 in Burgundy or 5 in?
5, 6, I don't know, I lost count. And then Rhone. I've done one in the Rhone, 2 in Bordeaux.
And then Galicia,
America, New Zealand.
Wow. I think all up
Would you count Swan 2 vintages? Oh.
I don't know about that. Maybe. Well, they'll be picking in November this year, so
Really?
might be able to get 5 vintages a year. Yeah. Maddie said Chardonnay's flowering.
No.
Well, on the verge of flowering. So we're late September now. We've just, I don't know, our Chardonnay is probably 5 centimetres. And he said it's oak over, the Chardonnay's on the verge of flowering.
What is Naomi doing? She's cutting down a tree.
Yeah, those trees on the driveway, we planted, I had to dig 160 holes and then it rained and they all filled in. I had to dig them again to put all those trees in.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, they look good though.
They look good.
Looks fancy.
Property looks amazing.
Thanks, Joe.
It does. It looks really good.
It's all Paul.
Where is Paul?
Saturday, day off.
No.
Yeah, Al's on Celador today. I think we've got a group coming in, so Naomi's here to help out. But yeah, so next is more Mica stuff. When are you going to Spain?
I was asked to go back this year and work for a different company over there to do a vintage, but we had family issues. So
Yeah, okay.
couldn't go.
Maybe next year. Sarah's there now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, next year for sure.
Cool.
I need to go back.
I've threatened to go next year and pretend to work with Evo. I think that involves drinking San Miguel and eating little ham-on sandwiches down at the pub.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's the idea.
He's pretty central. There's no surf there. Come to Galicia.
Yeah, I want to go back for sure. Okay, I will.
Yeah, I'm keen to go back. Super keen. I just got to pencil it in now in our year planner.
Anywhere else you're going to make wine? You're going to do some in the States or France?
Yeah, maybe France.
Whereabouts?
Burgundy.
Burgundy?
Nice.
What are you going to make there?
Chardonnay.
Cabernet?
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. Aligoté?
Aligoté? No Chardonnay.
Right.
Maybe a bit of Gamay, a bit of Beaujolais.
Yeah, cool.
Jean-Claude's sister lives in Beaujolais and has a little chateau, so got access.
That's a good way to sort it because you're dealing with the same vineyards for a lot of your wines here over the years, so the clay face is consistently from one place. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
So you can just go when it's spraying or pruning. I mean, obviously you have to check things out, but do you have to prune it all yourself?
No.
That's great.
So, we did lease a vineyard and Jim and I managed it. Well, Jim did it and my dad sprayed it. But now we're just buying fruit because we're just so busy. Yeah. It's just easier.
Cool.
We've just got good relationships with our growers.
It gives you a lot more freedom to, I mean, you have to be here for vintage, but it means you can be somewhere else for vintage.
Yeah.
When in the Northern Hemisphere and do cool stuff elsewhere.
Yeah.
That's nice. You want to buy a vineyard?
No, thanks.
Okay. That's the curse of it, is that you have more control if you grow it yourself, but you have to be committed to doing that. And sometimes that means you don't do it as well as someone who is committed.
Yeah.
But
we're always around for January.
Oh, yeah.
January, February. Jim always wants to go to Japan in January, and I'm like, no.
So do I. Should we talk anything about, what you're trying to achieve by doing what you're doing? I guess you touched on expressing fruit with...
I suppose skins, because I'm not buying any new oak. I do. I buy one new puncheon or demi-moo every second year or so.
Right.
But otherwise, I invest in amphora, or I got my first cement tank from Sonoma this year.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Is that Sonoma stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It's really cool. You should come check it out.
I will.
It's massive. Weighs 2 tonne.
Wow.
Yeah, I got 1,800 litre.
Is
egg.
it closed or... Oh, it's an egg.
Yeah, it's a big egg.
Yep.
Closed base. I just wanted something I can store in. Fermenting on skins, skin contact, and then storing as well. I just find the amphoras, I just can't get enough skin contact. Not enough. I need so many more of them.
Sure. To get the effect you want.
Yeah, so that's why I thought I'd go bigger, which is cool, but it's massive. It weighs 2 tonne. I'm not going to be able to move it.
Right.
Ever.
But it's in place now.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
So working with skins heaps to try and... So not having to add anything. So because I'm picking early as well, and I found over the years, like I like to pick the Sauv Blanc especially quite early, and you get that high acid naturally, and that skin contact helps drop that natural high acid, so it's not so harsh and green.
Sure.
So it sort of helps with that as well. So you're no need for chilling as well. So I can just press it, settle it, and bottle it without having to have that chill factor of dropping out that natural hard acid. Like in the Chenin. Chenin's all whole bunch, goes straight to barrel. But then I need to chuck cooling on to really drop that acid.
Right.
Because otherwise it's too aggressive with those phenolics because it's all solidsy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I just found it works quite well with some styles. And that's why I sort of did that Clayface Chardonnay, Chenin, as well, like on skins for like 6 to 8 weeks and then press it off. And it looked amazing.
Great.
Well, no, it actually looked really awkward when I went to bottle because it was sand sulphur. And then now it looks really good.
Awesome.
So it's taken a long time to get there though because it was, about a year, 18 months ago.
Is it out now?
It's all sold out. Well, it's out and gone.
Okay.
But then I suppose as well, talking about things I like to do is the Chenin. Like every year I keep back half a pallet of Chenin.
Right.
So I've actually got 4 vintages, I think, or 5 vintages of aged Chenin.
And you're going to release that as a museum tasting or something? Oh,
no, just I'm going to chuck a different label on it and throw it out there. So people just don't have time to store and keep or age wines.
Yeah.
So that's why I sort of want to do it to,
that's a great idea.
help educate people and help people be able to store wine, same price point, but just a fun, different label.
Cool. Are you going to pack them up and when are you going to release them?
I don't know. I've got to put it in the calendar somewhere.
Sure.
Maybe next year.
And that will give you 5 vintages?
5, yeah. 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Are you holding anything else back?
No. I pretty much sell everything.
Yeah.
I don't have room.
No, we're the same.
If you keep bottles lying around, you just trip over them or...
So not holding anything else back. Any new styles coming out? Any secret projects?
No, I think I've done everything.
Yeah. 2 secret projects come out this year, so that's...
2 secret.
The Yokel and the Mica.
Yeah, Yokel and Mica. Yokel's been fun. I suppose Yokel as well about the turtle.
Oh, yeah, tell me about the turtle.
The turtle. Actually, I'm missing an AGM today of the Western Swamp Turtle, Friends of the Western Swamp Turtle Foundation.
Right, and so there's a turtle on your label.
So there's a turtle on my label, which is the Western Swamp Turtle, which is a critically endangered species, reptile, the most endangered in Australia.
Right.
So part of Yokel he's our mascot, the Western Swamp Turtle, and are giving back $1 per bottle.
Oh, cool.
To the foundation and Pursue.
Nice.
So it goes to
done.
Yeah, so it's helping out with conservation of the land and the breeding program at the Pursue and anything else that they think will help the little guy. But we've been up there, Clover and I have been up digging holes, picking up rubbish.
Where are they? Where's their habitat?
Originally, they were found in Ellenbrook, so in the Swan, Upper Swan, a bit north. And there's actually a fenced-off area there, a reserve, which is actually all fox-proof and everything. They've got some in the wildlife there now.
Great.
And I went up recently 2 hours north, Moore River, and we released some to a new area up there. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Had to walk through swampland for I don't know how long, holding a box of squiggly little turtles.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had to hold the turtle for 2 minutes. We were only allowed to hold it, and then we had to release it.
Right.
Into the wild.
And Clover did this with you, your daughter?
No, I just did that by myself.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
And the label's awesome. So is that Sean doing that drawing as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every year we'll probably change that a bit, keeping that sort of 1920s sort of theme going through the labels, because that's when the swan was in boom.
Yeah.
That's why I sort of chose that era. And so we'll probably do a miner or a flapper or a call girl or...
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah, sort of change a turtle around and get a bit of a story going there.
Sure.
And then we'll make the Yokel Island or the Yokel Village. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Are they out now, those wines?
Yes.
Available on your website?
They are. dormilona.com.au.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that's great. So you're saving turtles?
Which is fun.
Saving vineyards?
Yeah, helping out old growers as well.
Yeah.
Because they're just getting bought up by real estate. They're just selling their land. Houses are popping up.
Yeah, it's crazy up there.
Vineyards are getting pulled out. These Eugenio Vino Italia, he's a gorgeous 80, probably close to 90-year-old man on a Zimmer frame. And he's just so thankful and so lovely. It takes him 10 minutes to work out who I am. Then I have to answer his phone for him, do a load of washing.
Oh,
I put Band-Aids on his legs last time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, he's a poor guy. But yeah, he's got a beautiful family that looks after him and stuff. But yeah, trying to choose those sort of old growers so I can help their business, I suppose, as much as they're helping my business, and Pinelli Estate and Lamont's, get some fruit off them as well.
Great.
Yeah.
And gives you something to do in January when you're waiting for the fruit to come in.
Yeah, instead of being at the beach with my kids doing back swim.
I know. Why do that?
Why?
Just keep moving north. You'll be getting some gelatin fruit in on December.
Table grapes.
Yeah, can't do Christmas this year, sorry. We're picking Riesling. Oh, cool. Well, anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
You're amazing, Ben. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Oh, thanks. I'll make sure I won't edit that out. So you're amazing too. Thanks, Josephine. And everything will be available on the website. So you can go to dormilona.com.au. realwinepeople.com will have all the show notes. I'll put Sean's links on there and everything as well.
Yeah.
No, thanks for coming by.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find all show notes and links at realwinepeople.com. I think we spoke about Josephine's website enough, but one more time for good luck, dormilona.com.au. If you get a chance, please leave a rating for this podcast on the Apple Podcast app, and reviews are also very welcome. Thank you very much.